There is a deep, unspoken truth that once understood can change your life forever. When we release resistance, we allow miracles to flow into our reality. Think of resistance as an invisible wall, one you may not even realize is there, blocking you from experiencing peace, abundance, and joy in every moment. You might feel it as stress, fear, or hesitation each time you consider following your heart's desires. These feelings aren't random. They're signals from deep within, reminding you that there's a part of you still struggling against the natural current of life. My dear friend, you are not alone in this. Every one of us carries moments of doubt or disbelief in our own worthiness. Maybe you felt powerless over your circumstances, or perhaps you've questioned whether a fulfilling life of love, prosperity, and vibrant health could ever be yours. Yet the truth remains. You are more powerful than you think, and your capacity to align with the limitless resources of the universe is beyond your current imagination. In this video, we will gently explore the art of releasing resistance. We'll look at how your hidden beliefs can either block or amplify miracles, and we'll dive into practical ways to let go of old patterns. Together, we'll uncover new perspectives on healing emotional wounds, embracing self-love, and practicing forgiveness so that you can open yourself to blessings already waiting for you. We'll also explore how gratitude and affirmations act as gateways to abundance, helping you move from a place of limitation to one of expansive possibility. This isn't about quick fixes or gimmicks. It's about tapping into your heart's innate wisdom and granting yourself permission to live fully. Whether you've been trying to manifest a healthier body, a peaceful home, a fulfilling career, or more loving relationships, your journey begins with letting go of the internal blocks that say, "I can't," "I'm not enough," or "It's too late." By the end, you'll understand how releasing resistance shifts every aspect of your life, opening a channel through which miracles can freely flow. If you've been yearning for a breakthrough, this is the place. If you've been seeking a sign, this is the moment. Together, let's step beyond the fears that hold us back, trusting that when we align with the gentle, ever-present power of the universe, we become living vessels of divine love and grace. And so, with open hearts, let us begin. Resistance. It's that subtle tension in the pit of your stomach whenever you think about stepping out of your comfort zone. It's the voice in your head that questions whether you're truly ready or deserving of change. This tension often goes unnoticed because we're so accustomed to living with it. Yet recognizing the presence of resistance is the first step toward transforming it. Think of your life as a flowing river. When you're in alignment with your true self, the current carries you gently downstream. But resistance is like trying to paddle upstream out of fear that the next bend might be too rocky or too unfamiliar. Instead of trusting the flow, you cling to the riverbank of old habits and painful memories. Over time, these clinging moments compound, creating stress, anxiety, and a deep sense of limitation. You may have noticed a recent surge in popular social media challenges focusing on positive self-talk, such as the viral "I am" affirmations. These trends often emphasize our ability to speak new realities into existence. At their core, they're about noticing how we resist our own potential. We resist the idea that we are lovable, healthy, and capable. We resist the possibility that life could be simpler and more beautiful than we've been led to believe. Resistance usually stems from past hurts or deep-seated beliefs that whisper, "You're not safe," "Life is a struggle," or "You'll never measure up." These beliefs, often formed in childhood, become the blueprint for how we respond to challenges or opportunities in adulthood. Over time, they harden into barriers that keep us from receiving our heart's desires, even when those desires are right within reach. Yet awareness dissolves these barriers. When you pause and say, "Ah, I see you, resistance," you create space between you and the limiting thoughts. This moment of recognition is incredibly powerful. In that space, you realize that you are not your fears or doubts. You are the loving observer who can gently soothe them. By acknowledging resistance, you begin to loosen its hold. But awareness alone isn't enough. We'll need to dig deeper to understand where these blocks come from and how to lovingly set them free. As you follow along, remind yourself that this is a process. You don't have to force yourself to release everything at once. With each small shift in perspective, with each gentle acceptance of your own worth, you open the floodgates for the universe to surprise you with gifts you once believed were out of reach. Let's take the next step together and uncover how these hidden blocks operate so we can move toward a place of greater ease and healing. Resistance doesn't always announce itself with a loud voice. Often, it tiptoes into our lives through subtle habits like procrastination or negative self-talk. You might put off an important project because deep down you fear judgment. Or maybe you hear a tiny persistent whisper that says, "Why bother? Others have tried and failed, so you will too." These patterns may seem like everyday concerns, but they can be potent indicators of deeper inner barriers. Unhealed emotional wounds play a major role in shaping these limiting beliefs. If, for instance, you once felt abandoned or criticized during a vulnerable moment, you might carry a hidden narrative that says, "I must protect myself at all costs." This narrative can lead to mistrust, suspicion, or a reluctance to open your heart. Over time, these narratives crystallize into deeply rooted convictions that steer your thoughts and actions. No matter how many external changes you attempt, new relationships, new jobs, new environments, if the subconscious script remains the same, you'll find yourself stuck in a recurring loop of the same outcomes. How can you begin to spot these hidden blocks? One way is through mindful observation. The next time you sense yourself withdrawing or reacting strongly, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now, and why? Don't judge the response, simply note what comes up. Maybe you feel a tightness in your chest or a knot in your stomach. Perhaps sadness bubbles to the surface, or a memory from childhood reappears unexpectedly. Rather than pushing these feelings away, gently acknowledge them. Remember, you're not trying to fix everything in one moment. You're just shining a compassionate light on places that have been dark and unattended for far too long. In modern self-help circles, you may have come across techniques like journaling prompts specifically designed to identify limiting beliefs. Journaling can serve as a mirror, reflecting back what your conscious mind might overlook. Questions like, "What's my biggest fear about achieving my dream?" Or, "What if I actually succeeded? What might I lose?" can unearth surprising insights. By writing freely and without censoring yourself, you create a safe space for hidden truths to emerge. This process might feel uncomfortable. Change rarely comes without the willingness to face what's been hidden. But remember, Feeling discomfort is not a sign to retreat. It's a sign that your awareness is growing. Think of these discoveries as precious gifts, stepping stones that lead you to a deeper level of self-knowing and ultimate freedom. Because once you identify these invisible walls, you can begin the gentle but powerful work of dismantling them. And as we move into the realm of healing, know that this unveiling of hidden beliefs is only the beginning of a grand journey of transformation. Up next, we'll delve into the soothing power of self-love, the vital cornerstone of all meaningful shifts. Imagine standing in front of a mirror, gazing softly into your own eyes, and uttering words of acceptance. I honor myself. I cherish who I am. This simple yet profound act can be life-changing. Why? Because self-love stands at the very heart of true healing. It's the gentle force that dissolves fear and cradles us in unconditional care. When we cultivate genuine love for ourselves, many of our old patterns of resistance naturally begin to fall away. We often look to others for validation, hoping their approval will heal our insecurities. But the deepest, most lasting approval must come from within. Self-love says, I see my flaws, and I choose to love myself anyway. I see my past mistakes, and I choose to forgive myself. I see my potential, and I choose to nurture it. It's neither arrogant nor selfish. Rather, it's a warm, compassionate relationship with the precious being you see in the mirror. One powerful method to anchor self-love is mirror work. Standing before your own reflection and gently affirming, I am worthy of my own love, can feel awkward at first. You might even experience emotional resistance, tears, cynicism, or disbelief. Embrace these reactions with kindness. They often indicate past wounds or criticisms that long for your acceptance. Over time, as you consistently practice affirmations in front of the mirror, you'll notice these resistant voices soften. Another supportive approach is writing yourself a love letter. Speak to yourself as you would to a dear friend, acknowledging strengths, celebrating small wins, and extending forgiveness where you feel regret. This simple exercise can be surprisingly liberating, forging a deeper sense of compassion for the self. Self-love isn't about denying areas of growth or ignoring where you can improve. It's about meeting yourself exactly where you are and feeling safe rather than ashamed of being there. When you hold yourself with unwavering affection, you set a foundation upon which all other healing tools can flourish. Affirmations, journaling, forgiveness practices, and gratitude exercises all become exponentially more potent when rooted in self-love. As you take these steps toward embracing yourself, you'll likely sense an internal shift, a gentle opening. This is the space where negativity and old judgments begin to dissolve, replaced by a calm assurance that you are fundamentally good and deserving. Remember, self-love isn't a destination. It's a lifelong dance of committing to your own well-being day after day. And once your heart is softened by love, you pave the way for deeper healing on every level: mind, body, and spirit. Next, let's explore how this newfound self-compassion weaves seamlessly into physical and emotional renewal through the mind-body connection. Close your eyes for just a moment and notice how you feel inside. Is there tightness in your shoulders or a flutter in your stomach? Does your breath feel shallow or is it flowing gently? These bodily sensations are more than just random fluctuations. They're a language, your body's way of communicating stored emotions, stress, and unspoken needs. When you tune into that language, you begin the process of bridging the mind-body connection, a vital step in releasing resistance at the deepest level. Every thought or emotion has a corresponding effect on the body. Persistent worry can manifest as tension headaches or chronic fatigue. Unresolved anger can fester as muscle pain or digestive issues. Conversely, states of joy, love, and peace can trigger the release of beneficial hormones, promoting well-being and resilience. Understanding this intimate link empowers you to heal from the inside out. One simple yet powerful technique is a body scan. Sit or lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and mentally travel from head to toe, observing each part of your body. If you encounter tension or discomfort, pause, breathe deeply, and imagine a gentle light dissolving any heaviness. You might be surprised at how often a tight muscle corresponds to a recent stressor or an old emotional wound. Breathing exercises also help. When you deliberately slow your breath, extending your exhales, you signal safety to your nervous system. This shift can help release repressed emotions that may be stuck under layers of mental resistance. Pairing a calming breath with an affirmation, such as "I allow myself to relax and heal," amplifies the soothing effect. In many holistic healing traditions, emotions like grief, fear, and resentment are considered energetic imbalances that settle in the body. By acknowledging these emotions and offering them compassion rather than judgment, you begin to dissolve the blockages they create. This process can sometimes bring tears or a rush of unexpected memories, which is perfectly normal. See these emotional releases as signs of progress, your body unburdening itself of old weights. Self-love, introduced in the previous section, plays a crucial role here. When you greet these buried emotions with kindness and acceptance, you offer them a pathway to be felt, understood, and ultimately released. No longer forced to remain hidden, they can transform into lessons and insights that guide you toward greater harmony. This integrated healing of mind and body sets the stage for profound changes in your external world. Once freed from emotional clutter, you'll find it easier to connect with your inner wisdom and make healthier choices. Physical ailments may lessen, and feelings of well-being can surge. But one area remains essential for deeper transformation: learning how to forgive both ourselves and others, so that we may invite even more miracles into our lives. Let's explore that next. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go, its weight slowing you down and depleting your energy. Unforgiveness works the same way. It burdens your heart, drains your joy, and keeps you tethered to past pains. When you hold grudges, toward others or even toward yourself, you create a fortress of negativity that blocks the natural flow of blessings. Forgiveness dismantles this fortress, brick by brick, freeing you to experience the miracles that abound. Forgiveness does not mean condoning harmful behavior or pretending that painful events never occurred. Instead, it's a conscious choice to release resentment and reclaim your personal freedom. You may have encountered circumstances that felt unjust or deeply wounding, yet holding on to anger or bitterness only extends the life of those wounds. When you forgive, you say to yourself, "I will no longer carry this bitterness. I choose peace." Self-forgiveness is equally vital. We often judge ourselves harshly, replaying past mistakes like a broken record. but that self-condemnation stalls our growth. Learning to forgive yourself, perhaps for a time you failed to honor your boundaries or said something in anger, frees up mental and emotional space for transformation. It's an act of love that you wholly deserve. If forgiveness feels overwhelming, consider starting with a simple ritual. Find a quiet place where you can be alone. Close your eyes and visualize the person or situation that harmed you. Allow any emotions, sadness, anger, hurt, to surface without resistance. Then place your hand on your heart and repeat a gentle statement like, "I release this pain. I free you and I free myself." If you're forgiving yourself, you might say, "I release my regret and send love to the part of me that was hurting." You may need to revisit this practice several times. Some hurts are deeply rooted and require patience to heal fully. That's okay. Forgiveness is not a one-time event, it's a journey. Each time you let go of another layer of resentment, you lighten the load on your heart. You begin to notice subtle shifts, less tension, a clearer mind, and a softer outlook on life's challenges. This open-heartedness cultivates an environment where miracles can manifest more easily. With fewer emotional barriers, you'll find it simpler to embrace life's sweetness. New opportunities and positive relationships have the space to bloom, and you may even witness synchronicities, a perfect chance encounter, an unexpected blessing that confirm you're on the right path. In this lighter, freer state, you're naturally poised to welcome greater abundance and joy. Indeed, one of the most powerful ways to deepen these experiences is through the lens of gratitude, a practice that can amplify every blessing you receive. Let's explore how cultivating gratitude can further transform your life. Picture waking up each morning and saying a quiet "thank you" before your feet even touch the floor. It's a small gesture, but it sets the stage for a day filled with awareness of life's gifts. Gratitude is like sunshine for your soul. When you consciously appreciate what you already have, you invite more reasons to feel grateful. This shift from lack to appreciation is a key step in releasing resistance and welcoming abundance in all forms. Why does gratitude work so powerfully? In essence, it elevates your energy. By focusing on what's good, you align yourself with the positive flow of life. Instead of dwelling on what's missing or what went wrong, you begin to notice simple joys: a meal shared with loved ones, a supportive friend who calls at the right time, a warm bed after a long day. These moments, when acknowledged, generate feelings of contentment and hope. One practical technique to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine is keeping a gratitude journal. Each evening, write down 3 to 5 things you're thankful for. They can be as significant as receiving a promotion or as subtle as hearing a bird chirp outside your window. The point is to consistently direct your attention to the good around you. Over time, this habit rewires your mind to seek positivity, which in turn lifts your emotional state and invites even more blessings. Social media is full of gratitude challenges, where participants share daily reflections of what they're thankful for. While some may dismiss these as trendy, they can be a wonderful way to stay accountable and inspired. Engaging with others who are also practicing gratitude can create a ripple effect, encouraging an even deeper appreciation for life's richness. It's also vital to remember that abundance extends beyond just material gain. Yes, you might attract financial prosperity or new opportunities when you cultivate a grateful heart. But abundance also appears in the form of healthier relationships, improved emotional well-being, and an increased sense of security in the universe's generosity. The more you celebrate every good thing that enters your life, the more your life seems to overflow with blessings. However, gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or suppressing difficult feelings. It means holding a balanced perspective, recognizing hardships while still honoring the countless gifts that exist simultaneously. This holistic view keeps your heart open, your spirit resilient, and your mind receptive to unlimited potential. As your sense of gratitude deepens, you'll be more ready than ever to reshape your beliefs at the subconscious level, ensuring these new attitudes become an integral part of your reality. Up next, we'll delve into the power of affirmations to rewire your mind for lasting change. The subconscious mind is like a fertile garden, ready to grow whatever seeds you plant. If you feed it with self-doubt and negativity, it will cultivate more of the same. But if you sow seeds of empowerment and faith, you'll reap a harvest of miracles. Affirmations serve as these potent seeds, gently replacing old, limiting narratives with expansive, hopeful ones. At first, repeating an affirmation such as, "I am worthy of love and abundance," might feel uncomfortable or insincere, especially if you've spent years believing the opposite. That's perfectly natural. The key is consistency. Much like exercising a muscle, each repetition builds new neural pathways that reinforce the desired belief. Over time, you'll notice a subtle but powerful shift in how you perceive yourself and the world. When crafting or choosing affirmations, aim for present tense statements that reflect your desired reality. Phrases like, "I welcome miracles into my life," "I trust the universe's perfect timing," and "I am strong and capable," resonate more directly with your subconscious. Avoid wording that implies a future state, such as, "I will be healthy." Instead, affirm, "I am vibrant and healthy now." This directness helps anchor the belief as a present truth, prompting your mind and body to align with it. To supercharge your affirmations, pair them with moments of calm, perhaps after meditation or just before sleep. In these relaxed states, your subconscious is especially receptive, allowing positive statements to sink in more deeply. You can also speak your affirmations in front of the mirror, letting your eyes connect with the person you're becoming. This can intensify the emotional impact, making the words feel more genuine and immediate. Progress might feel subtle at first. You might simply notice that you're less inclined to engage in negative self-talk. Or you may discover a renewed sense of optimism about challenges that once felt daunting. These are signs that your inner landscape is shifting. Affirmations are a way of saying, "I choose to direct my thoughts toward what heals and uplifts rather than what hinders and harms." Consider combining affirmations with earlier practices we've discussed, like self-love and forgiveness. For instance, after forgiving someone who hurt you, you might affirm, "I set myself free from all resentment, and I welcome divine peace." Or if you're working on self-love, you could declare, "I honor my unique gifts and cherish who I am becoming every day." Over time, these empowered beliefs become the lens through which you interpret every experience. You'll react to life's ups and downs with greater confidence and composure. You'll sense that the universe truly is abundant and supportive, eager to collaborate with you. The path then becomes less about struggle and more about trust, as we'll discuss next. Let's explore how to deepen that trust in the universal flow so that miracles become your daily companion. When you turn on a faucet, you trust water will flow. You don't question it each time, you simply expect it. Similarly, aligning with the universe involves cultivating a calm expectation of support and abundance. Trust here is not passive wishful thinking. It's an active decision to believe in the benevolence of life, even when external evidence temporarily suggests otherwise. One of the most profound ways to build trust is through surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means releasing the grip of worry and the need for absolute control. Perhaps you've tried to force an outcome or micromanage every step of your journey, only to feel exhausted and discouraged. By letting go of rigid expectations, you grant the universe room to surprise you with paths you couldn't have orchestrated on your own. Try a simple visualization. Imagine standing in a river of golden light. Feel the current gently guiding you forward. With each breath, let the light carry away your fears, doubts, and plans for how things should be. See yourself floating gracefully, trusting that the current knows how to navigate around every bend and over every rock. This metaphorical exercise symbolizes real-life trust, where you remain open to guidance and serendipity. Another way to reinforce trust is to celebrate small synchronicities. Maybe you think of a friend and they text you moments later, or you suddenly notice recurring signs pointing you toward a specific book or healing method. These seemingly trivial events are often gentle reminders that you're in the flow. Acknowledge these moments with gratitude, and they'll multiply. However, trusting the universal flow doesn't mean you never take action. It means you take inspired action, steps that feel intuitively right rather than forced by desperation. When you combine a clear intention with an open heart, you become a co-creator in harmony with a higher intelligence. You'll notice a shift in how your goals come to fruition. They unfold more naturally, with fewer obstacles and more grace. If doubt resurfaces, gently remind yourself of times when life unfolded perfectly, even without your constant worrying. Reflect on the blessings and unexpected turns that led you to where you are today. Every miracle you've experienced, no matter how small, is evidence that the universe is responsive. Cherish these memories. They form a solid foundation for even greater leaps of faith. As you develop this trust, resistance begins to melt. Your mind stops conjuring worst-case scenarios. Your heart rests in the assurance that you are cradled by an ever-present love. That's when miracles, big or small, have space to bloom. Before we wrap up, let's integrate these concepts into a final reflection. Summing up this journey toward releasing resistance and allowing miracles to become your living reality. We've traveled through the layers of resistance, those internal walls shaped by past hurts, limiting beliefs and self-doubt. We've uncovered how to identify these barriers, face them with compassion, and ultimately release them to allow life's miracles to flow freely. Along the way, we've seen the pivotal role of self-love, the healing power of forgiveness, and the energetic uplift of gratitude. We've explored affirmations that reshape your subconscious and learned to trust the universal flow so that each day becomes a dance between your heartfelt desires and the blessings waiting to find you. Now it's time to stand in the light of your new understanding. Your journey doesn't end here. In fact, it has only just begun. Each moment, you have the power to choose love over fear, connection over isolation, and openness over resistance. If any doubts or old patterns arise, gently remind yourself, the universe responds to what we radiate. When we radiate trust, acceptance, and faith, we become a magnet for the exact experiences our souls crave. Consider this a loving invitation to continue the work you've started. Keep journaling, keep affirming, and keep noticing the subtle ways in which your life is improving. Celebrate even the smallest of victories. When you stumble, remember that every step, forward or backward, ultimately leads you to greater self-awareness. Honor your healing process and treat yourself with unyielding kindness. Now take a slow, deep breath. Feel that breath filling your lungs, and as you exhale, imagine letting go of everything that's no longer serving you: tension, doubt, regret, or any lingering fear. Affirm quietly, either in your mind or aloud, I release all resistance. I open myself to the miracles of this moment. I trust life's benevolence, and I am ready to be surprised by joy. Carry these words in your heart as you step into the next chapter of your life. Observe how your relationships evolve, how your creativity expands, and how your capacity for love grows. You are, and always have been, a beautiful soul destined for a life of profound meaning and endless wonder. May this newfound freedom guide you toward every blessing you've dreamed of and more. Thank you for journeying through these reflections and insights. May each day bring you closer to the warmth, abundance, and miraculous surprises that await. You deserve the best of life, and life delights in giving you its best in return. Embrace it, celebrate it, and know that the moment you release resistance, you step into a world brimming with miracles, miracles that have been waiting for you all along.